Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this from Ripple XD. Less than 7% of the world is in crypto. That means over 93% haven't discovered the utility of XRP yet. The real adoption wave hasn't even started. Stay early, stay ready. Now, out of that 93%, I only expect maybe 15% of those people to actually ever discover XRP and its utility. Because most of the people in the future are going to be making transactions, and blockchain and XRP will be involved in those transactions. But it'll be hidden in the background. Nobody will even know that XRP is involved. Now, XRP holders, we will make a lot of money as this is happening. The people making the transactions, they're just going to be using it because they know that it works. The same way that people slide a debit card or a credit card today. But it's a hard fact that out of all the people in the world, I only expect maybe 60% of all the people in the entire world to ever discover crypto in the first place. There's people out there that heard of crypto, but they don't want anything to do with crypto. They think it's magical internet money. They think that the government is someday going to just outlaw crypto as well. You have to see what's coming. And there's a lot of people that are holding XRP right now that know nothing about XRP. They only bought it because a friend told them it's going to skyrocket in value over the coming months, and they have a great opportunity to make a lot of money. But they don't know that XRP is built to move money. They don't know it's built to move anything of value. They hold it because they know the price will eventually rise. XRP price prediction. Despite recent slip, Ripple's institutional push targets $10. It's targeting a lot more than $10. Wait until you see the massive wave of institutional liquidity that's going to flow into this cryptocurrency in the coming months. Everything is maturing in crypto now. The days of speculation and hype are coming to an end. And institutions, they want to put their money into something that actually solves a problem in the real world. They want to put their money into something that has real value. In one of LATAM's largest tokenization efforts to date, Mercado Bitcoin is bringing over $200 million in real-world assets on-chain to the XRP ledger, including fixed income and equity instruments. Now think about it like this. Here comes $200 million in real-world assets to the XRP ledger. Archax hasn't even started yet. They want to bring $30 to $50 trillion to the XRP ledger. So 200 million is a great start, but we have a long way to go. There's going to be so much tokenization happening on the XRP ledger. People are going to be like, why is the price of XRP continuing to go up? And it's just because of real world assets traveling across the XRP ledger. Ripple partner Ondo Finance is acquiring SEC regulated broker Oasis Pro to launch tokenized stocks in the U.S. pending regulatory approval. Again, that's going to be more assets coming to the XRP ledger. The XRP ledger was built for tokenized assets. Here's XRP's price if the whole world is tokenized and XRP captures 1% of its value. So they're saying if we capture 1%, the price of XRP will go between $18 and $55. That's at 1%. I'm expecting at least 10% of all these real-world assets to end up on the XRP ledger. Sure, some of them will end up on Stellar Network, others the XDC Network, Hedera Network, and so on. But to say 1%, I'm thinking much, much higher. That alone can get us above 3 digits. That alone could get us to 589. Breaking news, XRP price will hit $25 if ETF is approved, then crash 90%. Everybody's predicting this major crash to happen once XRP runs up. I'm not so sure that that's how things are going to go. And the reason I say that is because institutional adoption is going to happen with regulations this year. They're going to have crypto regulations in place by August. So you have regulatory clarity, you have everything there for tokenization to pick up a lot of momentum. Then you got to couple that with ISO 222. You also XRP recovering from the 4+ years of suppression from the Rippleverse SEC case, and yet people still think there's going to be an 80 to 90% crash on XRP after this run. I'm just not seeing it. Honestly, I think we're going to see institutional adoption, and I also think we're going to see utility driving the price of XRP later this year. Even Chad Steingraber says there will be no crash. Stablecoins and crypto will absorb it all. New rails, new world. We also have some banks on the verge of coming out of the testing phase on the XRP ledger. Now, if the banks were to come out of the testing phase, I think all of a sudden we're going to see a different price for XRP, like an overnight event. Because I think the price of XRP is already set. I think the glitches we've seen along the way were actually them testing XRP at different price points. Whatever price they come up with will be the daily price of XRP. Amber International raises $25.5 million to advance $100 million crypto reserve and Web3 strategy. Now, they plan on holding Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, BNB, XRP, and SUI. Now, they don't go on to say how much is going to be reflected in XRP, but we're going to see more and more of these reserves, these treasuries. Now, here's what it comes down to. Bitcoin is something you're just going to hold and hope it goes up in value over time, increasing whatever you invested. XRP, on the other hand, is something you could buy and use it strategically to improve your business model. Maybe you're sending cash, remittances. Maybe you're sending money from you to your distributor overseas, wherever it has to go. XRP can make those transactions fast and cheap. I think we're going to see a lot of XRP-only reserves going forward. Sure, you're going to have these basket reserves, but I think you're going to see a lot of companies just hold XRP. Or maybe they hold XRP, XLM, XDC, ISO cryptocurrencies. And here is Tim Scott talking about no crashes going forward and the 4-year cycle changing. Take a listen.
Let's think about it from just a real world perspective. If you want change to be permanent, the one thing you don't want to have is every 4 years for there to be such volatility that we're here today, we're gone tomorrow, we're back. The only way to make it permanent is exactly what French was talking about. It is so critical that we have a president that leads. He doesn't lead from the back. President Trump always leads from the front. It's just who he is. And we thank God that he's our president. But more importantly, he leads where he actually believes that the American people, the blue-collar comeback, starts with digital assets and a conversation about democratization and eliminating the middleman whenever possible. And by doing so, we have a president through executive fiat that's making massive changes. And we had a president previously, President Biden and his entire administration, led by folks like Elizabeth Warren and others, who were just opposed to this industry, setting up roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, and President Trump comes in and changes it. The question is, how do you eliminate that kind of volatility? Because business needs certainty and predictability. You want that embedded in the laws of our country, not just the regulatory environment of a country. And when you embed it into the laws of our country, what you get is permanence in a way that it takes a catastrophic occurrence to eliminate it. Good news is, we've found a way of sweetening the pot to make this a bipartisan conversation in the United States Senate, so as to have the votes to make this permanent. And thankfully, we have strong leadership in the House, led by French Hill, the chairman of the committee, that understands the industry intimately. And we're working on not just legislative proposals, but legislation that will be signed into law so that business.
So when they sign all of this into law, they're going to take out the volatility. The 4-year cycle will change with regulations. So you don't need a catastrophic event anymore. All you need is the right laws in place, and the 4-year cycle is over. Everything will be more stable going forward. Now, me personally, I like that volatility in crypto. It's what takes XRP and moves it from, let's say, $2 to $50 plus. Now, in the future, anybody that's not holding crypto right now, they're maybe going to get a 5% rise here and there, maybe 10% rise here and there. But for the most part, the days of crypto going from less than a penny to $3.84, those days are going to come to an end. But here's the thing, if you're holding XRP now, you're getting to take advantage of that massive move up before everything starts to stable out. Because even regulatory clarity benefits utility-driven cryptocurrencies. It doesn't benefit something that runs on hype or speculation. It benefits things that can fix real-world problems. Cut out the middlemen, cut out the fees, move everything seamlessly from point A to point B. Ripple XRP unlock reaches 1 billion with 2 500 million releases in July. And they locked back 700 million XRP total. We see this happen every single month. Everybody acts like it's something new going on the day that it happens. But the demand for this cryptocurrency is going to continue to rise. People don't realize it yet. I still think we're going to see the set price on XRP, most likely over the coming months. Because now with ISO in place later this year in November, you're going to see these banks come out of the testing phase. And when that happens, you want to be holding this cryptocurrency. But until it does happen, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.